Greetings and wishes from Rohini College of Engineering and Technology and myself Manoj. So in previous part we have looked out the first law of thermodynamics applied to a closed system problem, and another problem let's we are going to discuss. Another problem: a quantity of gas occupies a volume of 0.28 meter square at a pressure of 120 kilonewton per meter square and temperature of 25 degrees centigrade. The gas is compressed isothermally to a pressure of 600 kilonewton per meter square and then expanded adiabatically to its initial volume. Determine the first question: heat received or rejected during compression. The second question: the mass of the gas. And third question: a change in internal energy during expansion. Assume gamma is equal to 1.4 and Cp is equal to 1 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. Here the problem is given as isothermally. The word we have to understand isothermally, and also we are having the expanded adiabatically. So here two different processes are coming randomly. This is the complication in this problem. A quantity of gas occupies a volume of 0.28 meter cube. The quantity of gas, that means volume is given, the total volume is given, the initial volume V1 is equal to 0.28 meter cube at a pressure of 120 kilonewton per meter square. At a pressure of 120 kilonewton per meter square, the initial pressure is given. And temperature, the initial temperature T1 is equal to 25 degree, have to convert it into Kelvin, so 298 Kelvin. The gas is compressed isothermally. The gas is compressed isothermally to a pressure of 600 kilonewton per meter square. The gas is compressed. So the process is compression here. So before compression, the volume, pressure, temperature are given as noted in the given data. And after expansion, after the isothermal compression, the pressure is increased to 600 kilonewton per meter square. So this is P2, the second after the compression. P2 is equal to 600 kilonewton per meter square and then expanded adiabatically to its initial volume. So therefore, this problem consisting of two different processes occurs in a single cycle. So in this problem, there are two different processes involved in a single cycle. So therefore, after the isothermal compression, the gas is expanded adiabatically to its initial volume. Remember this word. So therefore, process 1 to 2, the first process is considered as isothermal compression. So therefore, we have written 1 to 2, T is equal to C. That is isothermal process is otherwise called as constant temperature process. Therefore, T is equal to C. And process 2 to 3, and then another process is adiabatic expansion. So therefore, we have written expansion adiabatic process. PV power gamma is equal to C. That is adiabatic equation. Then expanded adiabatically to its initial volume. That means at the third process, the volume V3 is becomes to the initial condition. That means the volume V3 is equal to the initial volume. That is V3 is equal to V1 is clearly shown in the given data. Okay, then the gamma value is given, Cp value also given. Okay, we have noted to find heat received or rejected during compression. The first question here is Q. So I have interchanged this. First question here they have asked is heat received or rejected, that is Q. And second question is mass of a gas. Third question is change in internal energy during expansion. Delta U. For expansion, here we have to remember these words: heat received or rejected during compression. That means process 1 to 2. For process 1 to 2 alone, we have to find the Q value. Therefore, I put the Q value as Q1 to 2, because process 1 to 2 alone, this is heat rejected or received, we have to find. Then mass, the third question, change in internal energy during expansion. Here the expansion process happens from 2 to 3. So delta U 2 to 3. Here we are going to find all the determinations. So here look out. The first question is heat rejected or received. Before finding this, finding the mass is very important. So initially I am finding the mass value from the gas equation. P1 V1 is equal to mRT1. So P1 value is given, V1 value is given, and M value we are going to find, and R value is given in the, it's not given in the problem, R value, and the T1 value is given. So here we have given us the gamma value is given, and Cp value also given. So there is a relation between the gamma and the Cp. By using this, we can find the value of R, capital R. Here look at gamma is equal to Cp divided by Cv. That we know the relation, the ratio of specific heat. Here this gamma value is known, 1.4 is given in the problem, and Cp value is given as 1. Therefore, from this you can find the value of Cv. Cv is equal to 0.714 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. So here for finding the R value, there is a relation Cp minus Cv. We have um, we have studied in the previous sessions. R is equal to Cp minus Cv. Both the Cp value and Cv values are known. So by applying this, you will get the value of capital R is equal to 0.286 kilojoule per kilogram Kelvin. Here, therefore, R value known. From this, the M is unknown. By solving this equation, we can find the value of M is equal to 0.3942 kilograms. So after finding the value of mass, we are going to find the heat transfer during the isothermal compression. Heat received or rejected at compression. So therefore Q1 to 2. So we have to represent it diagrammatically. Q1 to 2 formula, because it is isothermal compression. So go to the formula page. Isothermal compression. Look at the isothermal compression. That means the isothermal process. What is the relation? What is the formula for heat transferred? Q. We have a variety of formula. P1 V1 ln V2 by V1. Q is equal to P1 V1 ln P1 by P2. Or else Q is equal to MRT1 ln V2 by V1, or MRT1 ln P1 by P2. So from this you can try the suitable formula. How to try the suitable formula? I have taken the suitable formula P1 V1 ln V2 by V1. Right? So here we don't know the value of V1 and V2. Look at, there is no value is given V1, V2. We know that V3 is equal to V1. That's why we know. But we doesn't know some other value. We know one and only parameter V1 is 0.28 meter cube. So therefore we are going to find the value of V2 by V1 from the PVT relation. So from the PVT relation, V2 by V1 is equal to P1 by P2. Here both the P1 and P2 values are known. Otherwise you can interchange the V2 by V1 as P1 by P2, whatever else you can do. Here according to the PVT relation for isothermal process, V2 by V1 is equal to P1 by P2. So therefore you can, instead of this V2 by V1, we can put P1 by P2, whatever. Here we have solved V2 by V1 is equal to P1 by P2. Both the pressure P1 and P2 are known. So by applying this, you will get the value of V2 by V1 is 0.2. By substituting in this equation, you will get the value of Q1 to 2, that is the heat transfer or heat received or rejected during the isothermal compression, is equal to minus 54.0771 kilojoule. So therefore we can write the heat is rejected. In this question they have asked the heat rejected or received. Determine the heat received or rejected. So therefore after finding the answer you have to write whether the heat is received or rejected. So hence, if the minus sign indicates the heat rejected from the system, the plus sign indicates heat is added to the system. So here we get the minus sign. So therefore, the heat is rejected. You have to write the answer. The heat is rejected during the isothermal compression. This is the answer for the first case. Okay, then the last case, change in internal energy during adiabatic expansion. So delta U is equal to as usual the formula mcv delta T. mcv the temperature difference. Here delta U for adiabatic expansion. As you know that the process 1 to 2 is isothermal compression. Process 2 to 3 is a adiabatic expansion. Here the change in internal energy during expansion only we are going to find. So therefore the process is 2 to 3. Therefore I put the name as delta U 2 to 3. The same MCV T3 minus T2. The MCV T3 minus T2. Right? So here T3 value we doesn't know. Right? T2 value? T2 value also we doesn't know. Then how will you find the value of T2? So without knowing these two parameters, we cannot find the value for delta U. So therefore, by using this PV diagram, by using the PV diagram alone, we are going to find the value of T2. Right? So here listen, the temperature is 25 degrees centigrade initially, that is 298 Kelvin. So here the gas is compressed isothermally. Look, remember this word, the gas is compressed isothermally. Isothermally means, isothermally means the temperature remains constant throughout the process. That represents for the isothermal process, the initial temperature and the final temperature is same. So therefore T1 is equal to T2. Do you understand this? Due to the isothermal process is nothing but the constant temperature process, the initial and final temperatures are constant, same. So therefore we can consider T1 is equal to T2. So hence T2 also 298 Kelvin. Okay, one is over, T2 over. Then we are going to find the value of T3. For finding the value of T3, we have a equation. We have a equation, PVT relation. T2 by T3 is equal to V3 by V2. So in the equation page, it has been given as T1 by T2 is equal to. But accordingly here the adiabatic expansion happens in process 2 to 3. Hence we have to modify this also. T2 by T3 is equal to V3 by V2 the whole power gamma minus 1. Here T2 value we know T1 is equal to T2 298. T3 we are going to find is equal to 0.28 V3. V3 is equal to V1 is given in the problem. V3 is equal to V1 is simply given. Expanded adiabatically to its initial volume. That means V3 is equal to V1 given in the problem. Yes. Therefore 0.28 divided by V2 value. V2 value we doesn't know. By V2 value we are going to find by using this equation, that is V2 by V1 is equal to 0.2. Here the V1 is given in the problem. So therefore V2 is equal to 0.2 into V1. Right? Here it has been shown. From this you can find the value of V2 as 0.056 meter square. Yes. Therefore both the V3 and V2 values we found. So by substituting in this relation, PVT relation, you will get the value for T3 is equal to 156.54 Kelvin. See, hereafter all the values in this equation has been found. So by substituting all the values in this equation, delta U is equal to MCV T3 minus T2. We will get the delta U223 as minus 39.8151 kilojoule. So these are all the answers we found. Okay. Then first law of thermodynamics applied to a open system we can see in the next session. Thank you all.